Have you ever wondered if there was a way to call upon the gods, to summon them, speak to them, and perhaps even receive their help? Imagine a collection of poems so ancient, so powerful, that initiates believed they could open a direct channel between the mortal and the divine. These were not just prayers. They were codes, carefully constructed to resonate with cosmic forces. At the heart of this mystical tradition lies something remarkable: the Orphic Hymns, songs that, according to some scholars, were designed to quite literally summon the gods. Stay with me until the end of this video, because we're going to explore the most fascinating and chilling aspect of these hymns, that hidden within them might be an ancient map of the cosmos, one that suggests humanity's earliest attempt at universal ritual magic. Welcome to Singularity Animations, where we explore the mysteries, myths, and hidden knowledge of our world and beyond. The Orphic Hymns are a collection of 87 poems, written in hexameter verse dedicated to various deities, gods, daemons, personifications, and cosmic principles. They are named after Orpheus, the legendary musician, prophet, and mystic of Greek mythology who was said to charm animals, trees, and even the gods of the underworld with his lyre. The hymns themselves are believed to have been composed between the 2nd and 3rd centuries CE, most likely in Asia Minor, possibly in the city of Pergamon. Their language, ritual context, and cosmological references suggest they were used by a small, closed community of initiates, what scholars call the Orphic cult. According to the classicist Athanassios Vergados in his book, The Orphic Hymns, Text, Translation and Notes 2013, these hymns were not meant for public performance. Instead, they were part of a carefully regulated initiation ritual, where every hymn was accompanied by a specific sacrifice, incense, or offering. For instance, the hymn to Hecate prescribes fumigation with storax resin, an aromatic incense, while the hymn to Aphrodite calls for offerings of myrrh. But what exactly was the purpose of these hymns? Some scholars, like Radcliffe Edmonds III in Redefining Ancient Orphism 2013, argue that they were more than just prayers. They were tools for Theurgy. Theurgy, from the Greek theurgia, literally means God work, a practice where rituals were used to invoke the presence of divine beings, not merely to honor them, but to compel them to manifest. This was considered a higher form of magic, one that could purify the soul and lead to direct union with the divine. The hymns are astonishingly detailed. They call upon gods of the sky, earth, sea, and underworld, deities of time, night, sleep, death, and even abstract principles like hope, fortune, and love. Each hymn opens with an invocation, praises the attributes of the deity, and ends with a request, usually for favor, protection, or purification. Take, for example, the hymn to Nyx, the goddess of night. It begins, "Night, mother of gods and men's restful delight, night nurse of all kind, mother of sleep, who brings sweet peace." The initiates would chant these lines under the cover of darkness, in a space perfumed with incense, aligning their voices, their breath, and their offerings with the unseen rhythm of the cosmos. One of the most fascinating aspects of the Orphic hymns is their structure. Scholars like Walter Burkert, in his seminal work Greek Religion, 1985, point out that the order of the hymns appears to map a kind of cosmic hierarchy. The first hymns are dedicated to primordial gods like Hecate and Protogonos, Phanes, beings associated with the creation of the universe, and then proceed through celestial gods like Zeus and Helios, chthonic gods like Hades and Persephone, and finally to personifications of virtues and abstract forces. It is as if the hymns guide the initiate through the entire cosmos, step by step, from the birth of the universe to the deepest underworld, a journey of the soul through all realms of existence. This is why many modern researchers view the Orphic hymns not just as poetry, but as a map of the soul's ascent. But who was Orpheus really? In myth, Orpheus was the son of a muse, a master musician whose song could charm even Hades, lord of the dead. The story of his descent into the underworld to rescue his beloved Eurydice is well known, but in Orphic tradition, Orpheus was also a teacher and prophet who revealed secret knowledge about the afterlife. The Orphic tradition taught that the human soul is divine but trapped in a cycle of reincarnation. The purpose of initiation was to purify the soul so that, after death, it could escape this cycle and dwell eternally with the gods. Inscriptions found in graves, known as Orphic gold tablets, support this belief. These small gold leaves contain instructions for the soul after death, guiding it past obstacles in the underworld and toward a blessed afterlife. Some even include passwords, phrases the soul must speak to underworld guardians, suggesting a highly organized and esoteric system of afterlife navigation. Now, here's where it gets even more intriguing. Some researchers, like M.L. West in the Orphic Poems 1983, propose that the hymns encode a kind of astronomical knowledge. Many of the gods invoked, Helios, Selene, the Horai, seasons. The winds correspond to celestial bodies or cycles. But one of the most shocking suggestions comes from modern scholars of ancient magic, like Fritz Graf and Sarah Iles Johnston in their book Ritual Text for the Afterlife, 2007. They argue that the Orphic hymns may have been part of a larger, operational magical system, not just hymns to praise gods, but songs to compel their presence and align the initiate with cosmic forces. In other words, these were not just prayers, they were keys. And here is the most fascinating piece, and the one I mentioned at the beginning. When analyzed as a whole, the Orphic hymns seem to form a ritual sequence that mirrors the movement of the stars. Some scholars believe that performing the hymns in the correct order, with the prescribed offerings, was meant to synchronize the soul with the cosmic order, a process called sympathia. This suggests that the Orphic initiates were attempting nothing less than a ritual ascent through the heavens, a spiritual technology designed to lift the soul beyond the mortal realm and into the company of the gods. And here's the chilling thought. What if these hymns are not just relics of the past? What if, in chanting them today with the correct ritual context, one could still, in some sense, can call the gods? Even now, modern practitioners of Hellenic polytheism use these hymns as living prayers, and some report profound, even eerie experiences while chanting them. Could these ancient words still hold power? The same power that once resonated through the mystery temples of ancient Greece? Thank you for watching Singularity Animations. If you enjoyed this journey into the mystical songs of the Orphic tradition, make sure to like, subscribe, and ring the bell so you don't miss our next exploration into the hidden mysteries of the ancient world.